There's a snack sitting in most kitchens that almost nobody thinks twice about: pumpkin seeds. Small, green, easy to ignore, but they carry enough zinc, magnesium, and antioxidants to change your immune system, your skin, even your cancer risk. They can also backfire, break your stomach, spike your calories, trigger allergic reactions you didn't see coming. Today, exactly where that line sits and what the research says about staying on the right side of it.
Long before pumpkin seeds showed up in trail mix, they were medicine. Indigenous communities across ancient Latin America ground them into pastes and brewed them into teas as remedies for parasites. Pumpkins spread worldwide through trade routes, but the seeds kept their reputation the whole way.
What started as a healing tool passed down through generations slowly turned into what nutritionists now call a functional food, something eaten specifically because of what it does, not just how it tastes. That shift from folk remedy to lab-study nutrient source is part of why the research based on pumpkin seeds is unusually deep compared to other seeds. There's simply been more time and more independent regions studying the same plant for overlapping reasons, which tends to produce more reliable findings than a single research group working in isolation.
Benefit 1. Zinc immunity.
Zinc is where the benefits start, and it's a bigger deal than most people realize.
A 30-gram handful delivers about 70% of your daily zinc requirement, higher than most nuts, rivaling a serving of red meat. Zinc drives how your body fights pathogens, how fast wounds close, and how bone density holds up over decades. Low intake has been linked to slower healing and weaker immune response in multiple clinical studies.
It also shows up in skin repair and nail strength, which is why people who add pumpkin seeds regularly sometimes notice fewer breakouts and less nails bleeding within a few weeks. There's also a lesser known link between zinc and taste sensitivity. Some clinicians actually check zinc level first when a patient reports a dull sense of taste with no other obvious cause. It's not dramatic, it's cumulative, the kind of change you notice looking back over a month, not day to day.
Benefit 2. Cucurbitin/antiparasitic. Then there's cucurbitin, a compound unique to the outer shell. It paralyzes intestinal parasites without harming human cells, rare for a naturally occurring compound. Traditional medicine used ground seeds as a dewormer for exactly this reason, and modern research confirms the mechanism holds up in the lab. It won't replace treatment for a diagnosed infection, but it explains the reputation this plant earned across unrelated cultures.
Some rural clinics in these regions still recommend ground pumpkin seeds as a supplementary measure alongside standard treatment, particularly in areas where access to pharmaceutical is limited, which says something about how consistently the effect has held up outside a lab setting.
Benefit 3. Magnesium/heart and bone.
Magnesium is a third major piece. A 30-gram serving covers close to half your daily need. And magnesium touches more systems than people expect.
Heart rhythm, muscle function, bone mineralization, cellular energy production. Deficiency is common in diets heavy on processed food, and low magnesium has been associated with fatigue, cramping, and irregular heartbeat.
Pumpkin seeds are one of the more efficient plant-based ways to close that gap without turning to a supplement bottle. And unlike some magnesium supplements that can cause loose stools at higher doses, getting it through food tends to be gentler, or digestion since it's absorbed more gradually alongside fat and fiber in the same seed.
Benefit 4. Fiber/digestion.
Fiber content is the fourth benefit, and is substantial. These seeds contribute meaningfully toward the recommended 30 grams of daily fiber that most adults fall well short of. average intake in many Western diets sits closer to half that number.
Fiber stabilizes blood sugar after meals, feeds gut bacteria that produce short-chain fatty acids, and keeps things moving, reducing bloating and constipation in reasonable amounts.
The catch, and we'll come back to this in detail, is that more isn't automatically better here. Fiber has a dose response curve, not a straight line. A moderate increase supports regularity, but a sharp jump in intake, especially without enough water alongside it, tends to produce the opposite of what people expect.
Benefit 5. Gender-specific effects.
The fifth benefit splits by gender and is one of the more specific findings in pumpkin seeds research rather than a generic wellness claim.
For men, zinc and antioxidants support prostate health and have shown measurable improvement in sperm quality and motility. Zinc concentration in prostate tissue is higher than almost anywhere else in the body. For women, the omega-3 content appears to ease hot flashes and night sweats while supporting skin elasticity and hair strength.
Some clinicians who work with prostate patients specifically recommend seed-based zinc sources over supplements because the body appears to absorb and use dietary zinc more consistently than isolated mineral form, without the risk of overshooting the upper intake limit.
The effect is modest, not dramatic. No replacement for hormone therapy in severe cases, but for mild to moderate symptoms, it's one of the few dietary interventions with real research behind it.
Same seed, two very different mechanisms, both backed by targeted studies rather than broad wellness marketing.
Benefit 6. Cancer risk reduction.
6. And this is the one that gets people's attention. Cancer risk reduction. Pumpkin seeds are rich in antioxidants, zinc, and calcium, a combination that's been studied specifically in relation to esophageal cancer risk in population-level research.
The research isn't claiming a cure, but the antioxidant load does appear to reduce oxidative stress markers linked to cancer development, particularly in tissue exposed to repeated irritation like the esophageal lining.
It's one piece of larger dietary patterns, not a standalone shield. Worth knowing, worth including, but not worth overselling as a substitute for screening or medical guidance. Now here's where it gets more complicated. Because pumpkin seeds aren't universally safe in unlimited quantities, and this is the part most superfood content skips entirely. On the everyday, practical side, if you already deal with stomach sensitivity, pumpkin seeds can make things worse rather than better. They tend to increase stomach acid production, which is rough news for anyone managing ulcers or acid reflux. The same oils can make them nutrient dense, also stimulate acid secretion.
Overeating them is easier than you'd think. At 560 calories per 100 grams, these are not a low-calorie snack, comparable to some chocolate bars by weight. And while allergic reactions are uncommon, they do happen. Try a small amount first, especially if you've reacted to other seeds or tree nuts.
Keep in mind that roasted seeds with added salt or oil coating can behave differently in the stomach than raw ones. So if you're testing your own tolerance, starting with the plainest version available gives you the clearest read on how your body actually responds.
The literature backs these up with more precision and adds risks that get almost no mainstream attention. Risk 1. Ghee issues. Slavin, 2013. Start with gastrointestinal issues. Research from Slavin, published in 2013, found that high fiber intake can cause bloating, gas, and diarrhea when consumed excessively, particularly when intake jumps sharply rather than gradually. For people managing IBS or inflammatory bowel disease, excess fiber can actively worsen flare-ups.
The seeds that help most people's gut function can do the exact opposite for a specific subset of people with existing digestive conditions, which is why blanket eat more fiber advice doesn't apply evenly across everybody. Keeping a simple log of what you ate and how you felt afterward sounds excessive for a snack, but it's genuinely the fastest way to identify whether pumpkin seeds are a trigger for you specifically, rather than guessing based on how they affect other people.
Risk 2. Allergic cross-reactivity. Second, allergic cross-reactivity. A study from Boyce, 2012, found that people already allergic to sunflower or sesame seeds may show cross-reactive symptoms with pumpkin seeds: itching, swelling, respiratory difficulty, in rare cases, anaphylaxis. The immune system is reacting to structurally similar proteins across different seed types.
If you know you react to all the seeds, this isn't a try a small amount situation. It's a talk to an allergist first situation, ideally with proper testing before you introduce it at home. Reactions also don't always show up the same way twice. Someone who's had a mild reaction to sesame in the past could have a more severe response to pumpkin seeds exposure, since cross-reactivity doesn't scale predictably between related allergens.
Risk 3. Calorie density. Third, calorie density, backed by Fogelholm and colleagues in 2012. The concern isn't the seeds themselves, but portion blindness. Calorie dense and easy to eat without measuring. They contribute disproportionately to caloric surplus compared to bulkier foods like vegetables or popcorn.
For anyone on a calorie-restricted diet, this is one of the easiest snacks to accidentally overdo, precisely because it doesn't feel like overeating in the moment.
Measure a portion into a bowl instead of eating from the bag. Risk 4. Stomach acid/ulcers. Fourth, stomach acid and ulcer risk, documented by O'Quigley and colleagues in 2006. The oil content can stimulate gastric acid production, and for people managing peptic ulcers or GERD, this aggravates symptoms rather than helping, sometimes within the same day.
For this group, timing matters as much as quantity. Eating pumpkin seeds on a completely empty stomach, which is usually recommended for absorption, can actually be the worst possible timing if acid reflux is already a known issue, since there's nothing in the stomach to buffer the increased acid output.
Risk 5. Heavy metal contamination. Fifth, and this one surprises most people, heavy metal contamination. A 2003 study flagged cadmium and lead as a genuine risk, particularly in seeds from regions with heavy environmental pollution or industrial runoff near farmland.
This isn't a reason to avoid pumpkin seeds altogether, but it is a strong argument for sourcing quality and knowing where your food comes from, since heavy metals accumulate in the body over years rather than clearing quickly.
How to choose and store.
Choosing good pumpkin seeds isn't complicated, but it does matter more than most people assume. Look for seeds that are intact, deep green, and have a smooth, slightly shiny surface without visible cracks. Skip anything cracked, discolored, or with a musty smell. That's a sign of spoilage or age, and it often means the oils inside have started to oxidize and degrade, which reduces the nutrient value you're actually paying for.
Store them airtight, somewhere cool and dry, out of direct sunlight. Heat and moisture break down nutrient content and encourage rancidity fastest. If you buy in bulk, freeze whatever you won't use within a month or two. Dosage/best practices.
So, how much should you actually eat? The general guidance is 30 to 50 grams per day, roughly 40 seeds, and the best time to eat them is raw, on an empty stomach, when nutrient absorption is typically highest and competition from other fruits is lowest.
Recipes.
If you want to actually work this into your routine, there are a few simple ways in that don't require much effort.
Blend a tablespoon of raw seeds into a smoothie with banana, yogurt, and spinach. Toast a handful in a dry pan and scatter them over a salad. The crunch holds up better than croutons. Or blend raw seeds with olive oil, garlic, and spices into a seed butter for dipping vegetables. And soaking a batch overnight before adding it to oatmeal softens the shell, which some find easier on digestion. Here's what to hold on to. The same nutrients that support your immune system at 30 grams can aggravate an ulcer at 100. Not a food to fear, not a miracle either. Useful as long as portion size stays in check and you're honest about conditions like reflux or seed allergies.
So, are you eating these with any portion awareness or just grabbing a handful whenever the bag's open? Drop your answer below. Pumpkin seeds are one of the most genuinely useful things you can eat after 60. The magnesium, the zinc, the anti-inflammatory compounds, the research on all of it is real.
But here's what most people don't know. After 60, your body processes pumpkin seeds very differently than it did at 40. And when you add certain timing habits, certain quantities, or certain combinations on top of that, what should be helping you starts working against you instead.
There are 7 specific things worth knowing. Most people over 60 are doing at least 3 of them.
I'm Chloe Lin, and in the next few minutes, I'm going to walk you through each one with the exact fix for each. Stay until number 7. That one surprises almost everyone.
I'm Chloe Lin, and in the next few minutes, I'm going to walk you through each one with the exact fix for each. Stay until number 7. That one surprises almost everyone. Number 1, eating too much, too often. More is not better here. Past a certain amount, pumpkin seeds start doing the opposite of what you want.
Here's why. Pumpkin seeds contain something called phytic acid. It's a natural compound in the seed, and it binds to minerals like zinc and magnesium before your body can absorb them. The more you eat in a beat in one sitting, the more phytic acid is active in your gut at once.
Now here's the part that changes after 60. Stomach acid and digestive enzyme production both declines as we age, which means you're already less equipped to break phytic acid down.
Research suggests that high phytic acid intake can reduce zinc absorption by up to 45% in adults with lower stomach acid levels. That describes most people over 60.
1 to 2 tablespoons per day. That's the ceiling, not the floor. Don't eat the full amount in one sitting. Space it out. That one change makes everything else on this list work better.
Number 2, eating them raw and unsoaked.
Raw pumpkin seeds straight from the bag are the least effective form you can eat them in. That same phytic acid coating the seed is partially water soluble. Soaking activates the seed zone enzymes, which begin breaking the phytic acid down before the seed even enters your body.
Soaking for 7 to 8 hours at room temperature can reduce phytic acid content by roughly 20 to 30%. Not dramatic on its own, but meaningful when your actual goal is absorbing the zinc and magnesium you're eating, not just consuming them.
The fix is almost embarrassingly simple. Soak overnight in plain water, rinse in the morning. Eat them as is, or roast them lightly. That's the entire change. Number 3 is the one I get the most questions about, and the answer surprises most people.
Eating pumpkin seeds at the same time as calcium-rich foods. This one catches people who are already being careful about their bone health.
Here's what's happening inside your digestive tract when you do this. Calcium and zinc use the same absorption pathway. Think of it like 2 large vehicles trying to merge into the same lane at the same time. Your body has to prioritize one, and it doesn't prioritize the zinc from pumpkin seeds.
After 60, zinc deficiency is already common. Studies estimate up to 40% of older adults in the US have suboptimal zinc levels. When you pair pumpkin seeds with dairy or calcium supplement consistently, you're not just losing one meal's benefit. You're compounding a deficiency over time.
The fix is simple. Eat pumpkin seeds at least 2 hours away from dairy or calcium supplements. Morning seeds, afternoon or evening dairy. Or reserve it. Doesn't matter which way, just not together. Number 4. Ignoring the oxalate accumulation risk. This one is rarely mentioned, and it matters more the older you get.
Pumpkin seeds contain moderate levels of oxalates, naturally occurring compounds that, in excess, can bind to calcium in the kidneys and form crystals.
At 40, the kidneys clear this efficiently. After 60, kidney filtration rate naturally declines, roughly 1% per year. That slower clearance means oxalates have more time to accumulate before they flush through.
This doesn't mean pumpkin seeds cause kidney stones. It means quantity and hydration matter more now than they did before.
If you have a history of kidney stones, mention pumpkin seeds to your doctor before making them a daily habit. One conversation that's worth it. This next one is why most store-bought pumpkin seeds give you almost none of the benefits on the label.
Number 5. Roasting at high heat.
The healthy fats in pumpkin seeds, the omega compounds, are heat sensitive. High temperature roasting, typically above 350 degrees Fahrenheit, begins to oxidize those fats. And oxidized fats don't behave the same way in the body as healthy fats. They can actually contribute to the inflammation you were trying to reduce.
Most commercially roasted pumpkin seeds are processed at temperatures between 350 and 400 degrees. The bag looks the same, the nutrient profile is not. The adjustment here is simple. Buy raw, unsalted pumpkin seeds. If you want them roasted, do it yourself. 300 degrees Fahrenheit, 10 to 12 minutes. Or eat them soaked and raw. Different texture, same result.
Pumpkin seeds have a mild natural blood thinning effect. For most people, that's actually a benefit. But if you're already on a blood thinning medication, warfarin, aspirin, or similar, the combination can push that effect further than intended.
Number 6. Combining pumpkin seeds with blood thinning medications without knowing the interaction. Pay close attention here if you take any medication for blood pressure or clotting.
The fix is consistency, not elimination. Keep your pumpkin seed intake steady. Don't dramatically increase it week to week. And mention it to your doctor or pharmacist at your next routine appointment. One sentence takes 10 seconds. After that, the risk essentially disappears.
This isn't an emergency. At 1 to 2 tablespoons per day, the effect is mild. But if you suddenly increase your intake, going from occasional snack to daily large portions, the additive effect becomes measurable. Research on plant-based vitamin E and anticoagulant interaction consistently notes this risk in older adults.
And here's number 7, the one that surprises almost everyone. Eating pumpkin seeds at the wrong time of day for your goal. Pumpkin seeds work differently depending on when you eat them, and most people never think about this.
Here's why it matters. Pumpkin seeds are one of the better food sources of tryptophan, the amino acid your body converts into serotonin and then into melatonin. That conversion takes roughly 45 to 60 minutes. If your goal is sleep quality or evening calm, eating pumpkin seeds 45 to 60 minutes before you want to wind down works with that window. If your goal is daytime energy, magnesium support, or blood pressure management, morning is more effective. Magnesium plays its most active role in muscle and nerve signaling during waking activity. A study from 2020 found that adults, over 60 who consumed tryptophan-containing foods in the evening showed measurable improvement in sleep onset time over 4 weeks. No other change to their routine.
The fix is simply choosing. Evening, if sleep and calm are the priority. Morning, if energy, circulation, or blood pressure is the focus. Either is correct. The mistake is not making the choice at all.
So here's what actually matters. 1. Keep the quantity at 1 to 2 tablespoons per day, soaked or lightly roasted at home. 2. Separate pumpkin seeds from calcium-rich foods and from any blood-thinning medication by at least 2 hours, and flag the combination with your doctor once. 3. Match the timing to your goal. Evening for sleep, morning for energy and mineral support.
None of these require a major change your routine. Your body after 60 isn't less capable. It's more specific about conditions. Pumpkin seeds are still one of the better tools you have. Used this way. Small adjustments compounds. That's the entire principle behind everything I covered. If you found one thing in here that changes how you use pumpkin seeds, that's already a different outcome 6 months from now. There's one more piece of this worth knowing. The seed in the same family that most people over 60 are underusing. And the reason why the timing mistake with that one is even more common is linked right here.